which of Dostoevsky's books encompasses his existentialism the best? I would say it's probably The Idiot. Now I do think the Brothers Karamazov does encompass his Christian existentialism a lot as well. Though I do think that the different perspectives in which you can wrestle with Mushkin is the best way in order to understand his Christian existentialism. Not necessarily the storyline itself, because when you're talking about the storyline of Dostoevsky itself, you then have, of course, problems, right? You do have almost a limitation where you're only trying to follow exactly what Dostoevsky is saying. But if you're thinking about the different ways in which you can interpret The Idiot, the life of Mushkin, and also the relationship of Nastasia to Mushkin himself and Rogozhin, what you do notice is that, well, that opens a boundless number of different interpretations and perspectives into Dostoevsky's Christian existentialism. To analyze that, you think about Nastasia. Nastasia is human, mankind, the man who's suffering, or the woman who's suffering between good and evil, two poles, Mushkin and Rogozhin. You have Christ, Mushkin. You have Rogozhin, the devil, which means horns, right? Horns symbolically the devil, the goat. And then you have Nastasia choosing between Mushkin and Rogozhin, knowing full well that she will die if she marries Rogozhin. Yet she still chooses to marry Rogozhin at the end, despite going between the two at the very end. And what I think is very interesting is that Dostoevsky puts all his focus on the first part of the book. When Nastasia is choosing between Rogozhin and Mushkin, that only occurs at the very end of the book. Why is this choice of humanity choosing between good and evil, which you would initially or intuitively think as the core of the existentialist doctrine, be at the very end almost as a side note at the end? Well, that itself, the way in which you interpret that itself, raises loads of existentialist questions. How are you meant to approach the struggle of humans between good and evil? Is that as important as we think it is? What is the meaning of that struggle between good and evil? Those are all of the things which are found within the end of the book between Mushkin and Rogozhin. Of course, you could say she's choosing between the two, but the real paradox where she's jumping between the both consistently occurs at the end, and Mushkin especially, and Mushkin as a sole character. And that's very interesting because the Mushkin is the most interesting case study of the good that I've interacted with for a very long time, if not in my entire life, is because, well, there's so many different ways in which you can approach Mushkin. Is Mushkin good? Is Mushkin's way to approach the world good? Does Mushkin know that people are actually making the most of him or taking advantage of him? And if you know that people are taking advantage of you doing the good, well, is that still good? Should you actually be doing that? Is that the mode of being which we're trying to emulate? Who in this spectrum are we trying to emulate here? Are we trying to emulate Mushkin in our lives? Or is Mushkin actually too idiotic, perhaps? Too quixotic, perhaps, right? So you do have so many questions here which you are constantly wrestling with, which you're not necessarily sure what is the best way to turn to. And as a result, due to the multiple levels of analysis in The Idiot, I'll say that this is the best book which encompasses his Christian existentialism the best.